This is 5 on your side at noon. Focused on you.
Workers at the Northview Village nursing home rally outside the facility to protest its shutdown. The St. Louis nursing home closed without notice Friday, leaving many without a paycheck. Thanks for being here at noon. I'm Kay Quinn. Dozens of workers are asking for their final checks and severance pay. 5 on your side's Justina Coronel is live at the facility on North Kings Highway. Justina?
Yeah, Kay, so many of those workers were vocal not only about their pay, but also of the residents here that were displaced. Now, we're told more than 170 residents have been moved to about 14 nursing homes in the area. Now, earlier today, we heard from multiple elected officials, including St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones, Alderwoman Sharon Tyus, and State Senator Carla May, condemning the abrupt actions. Now, Alderwoman Tyus even said she's giving $5,000 out of her own pocket to help employees. She said she's working with unions to create a fund for these workers. Now, the owner, Mark Sousa, is based out of Chicago, and Senator May said that they're asking the state to look at the other facilities owned by him in the St. Louis region. Now, more than 180 staff members still haven't been paid. The company told them they would be getting paid this Friday, but the workers are wary. One employee tells me she was banking on this last paycheck for Christmas.
Now we're not able to do anything. That's an uneasy feeling, you know, and it's beyond Christmas to me. I'm a single mother. It's beyond Christmas. You know, I like to provide for my children.
The St. Louis Job Center plans to host 2 events, one this Friday and one next week for those dislocated workers. Now, we did reach out to the owner, and we have not heard back just yet. Reporting live, Justina Coronel, 5 on your side.
We're continuing to ask questions about an incident in South St. Louis where a police SUV crashed into a bar. In just the last 30 minutes, the co-owner of the bar was released from jail after an altercation. We first told you about all this yesterday. The officers crashed into Bar PM on South Broadway. An owner of the bar says officers told him they swerved to miss a dog. Police say the officer lost control after almost hitting a parked car. In the aftermath of the crash, police arrested Chad Morris. They say he shoved an officer in the chest. His husband says it was self-defense. He faces 2 misdemeanor charges. His attorney says he has videos showing the arrest was not warranted. We have a crew following up on this story. We'll have the latest for you tonight on 5 on your side. Well, winter weather has us in its grip. Let's take a live look at Interstate 64 in O'Fallon, Illinois. We woke up to the coldest morning so far this season, but we should see highs much warmer midweek. Meteorologist Jim Castillo here with the Weather First forecast. The big question, does the warm-up stick around for Christmas?
Yes, I'll give you that. You won't believe how warm it's going to be even Christmas morning. We're talking 51 and then the high closer to 60. All right now, though, you know, we started out very, very chilly. It was the coldest morning of the year so far, 21 in St. Louis, but everyone else in the teens this morning. So we're rebounding very nicely out there. Some high clouds filtering through that sunshine, or the sunshine filtering through the high clouds there. And it is a really nice day. It's already 39 degrees, so much warmer than it was earlier. South wind at about 7 miles an hour. It's that south wind that brings us into the 40s today. And so the current wind speeds and directions really about 10 miles an hour or less in most cases. And of course, that does add a little bit of a wind chill, so it feels like the lower 30s, maybe mid 30s in a couple of spots. But high clouds and 43 in St. Louis today, some of us in the mid 40s. And then after that, it gets really warm, so high pressure is sliding onto the east, and that southerly wind gets a little bit gustier tonight into tomorrow. And boy, that milder air arrives on Wednesday, Kay, and I'll have much more on the details coming up.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you, Jim. There's a push to ban red light cameras in Missouri. State Senator Nick Schroer of St. Charles County filed the legislation. The cameras automatically snap photos of anyone entering intersections after a traffic signal is turned red. A copy of the picture and a ticket is then mailed to the vehicle's registered owner. Those who support cameras say they deter unsafe driving. In 2015, the Missouri Supreme Court ruled it's unconstitutional to ticket car owners without proving they were the ones who committed the violations. A new plan in St. Louis would include technology to identify the driver of the vehicle. Keeping schools safe was the topic of discussion at a community meeting in the Ferguson-Florissant School District. As 5 on Your Side's Robert Townsend reports, it followed student fights, conflict, and violence in the district's schools.
Caught on camera in October 2021, vicious fights among female students inside the cafeteria at McClure High School in North St. Louis County. 2 years later,
95% of our students come to school each day and do what they're supposed to.
the superintendent of the Ferguson-Florissant School District says the district is still battling the problem. Dr. Joseph Davis says they've seen an uptick in the violence, particularly at their middle and high schools.
Getting into arguments on social media, at home, on the weekends, bringing those things with them to school.
School officials say there were 184 high school fights last year, 257 so far this year. Dr. Davis says a lot of the conflicts are happening at McClure and McClure North high schools. Out of control?
Very.
Anaya Johnson is a student at McClure North.
People are getting hurt. People are having to go to the hospital.
The school district increased some measures, including providing more emotional and mental health support for students. During this meeting Monday, the superintendent pleaded to parents for more proactive steps to help stop the school violence.
It is an issue of self-esteem.
Dr. Davis says he and his school board will take everything they heard very seriously. The bottom line, from students to parents to administrators, everybody in this district just wants the schools to be safe places.
I'm hoping that parents would be a lot more involved with their children.
I hope that we can get the school more in control.
Robert Townsend, 5 on Your Side.
Now, more than 100 parents attended that meeting last night. Several Ferguson-Florissant principals, school board members, and former teachers were also there. New developments today in a recall involving cinnamon applesauce sold at Schnucks and Sam's Club. The FDA has been investigating high levels of lead found in the recalled pouches. We've now learned tests of cinnamon samples found lead levels more than 2,000 times higher than proposed standards. The samples come from a facility in Ecuador linked to the contaminated applesauce pouches. There have been at least 65 reports of illnesses in children under 6 years old linked to those pouches. Still ahead, Iceland's volcano is coming alive. The worries scientists have after it suddenly erupted overnight. Plus, the holiday tradition that brings a sea of green to Lambert Airport.